What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Not Today. I'm Jen Sturger.
Hey, it's Eddie Pence.
Geez, welcome to the party, Eddie. You're like, oh, hey, didn't see you there.
I can't hear my headphones.
You can't hear? We literally just did a sound test, you dick.
It's just not very loud. There it is. Maybe.
That's fine.
There. Maybe. There.
Oh,
okay, now I hear it.
You're sensitive.
Well, it's because you got your eardrums blown out last time we were here from the.
Oh, I know. I was deaf.
So Mark's just being extra cautious with your ears.
I was deaf for several days.
I think a couple of listeners complained.
They were like,
of the shocking.
Yeah, we all found out we had sensory issues that day. Eddie, so much is going on. It was a big day on Sunday. Super Bowl just passed.
Big Super Bowl Sunday.
Big Super Bowl.
I didn't care about it at all.
Apparently, no one did.
No one really did.
Because, as some of you guys may have heard, my parents were in town visiting me.
Yeah.
And I asked my parents, I was like, hey, do you want to watch the game or, like, do you want to go to Disney? And my dad was like, I don't give a shit. And I was like, wait, Mr. Sports doesn't want to watch the Super Bowl? That just shows you, like, everybody was just like, I'm over.
We saw it 2 years ago.
There's no interest in this game. Yeah. And it's so funny to me because I forgot that these teams played each other that recently.
Yeah.
Because I was getting divorced.
Oh, that's right.
I was in the heat of my divorce. That was the weekend my dad was here helping me get the house ready for sale and all that stuff.
I was there as well.
Yeah, I was in a trauma response that whole weekend. So, like,
I remember that.
It was just a blur.
Yeah.
You know? It was an absolute blur. And so I forgot that had even taken place.
Yeah, it happened.
And
that was a much better Super Bowl than this one.
Yeah.
This Super Bowl was garbage.
Was it though?
Just it wasn't entertaining at all after the first quarter. After the first 15 minutes, you're like, this game's over.
Really?
Yeah. It was just a beatdown.
You didn't think at any point they were like, maybe they'll come back?
They had 23 yards at halftime. The Chiefs did. There was nothing. There was nothing. It took them 9 drives to get past the 50-yard line.
I was just watching all of this on my phone.
Yeah.
Because we decided
we were at
Disney. We were at the happiest place.
Which is supposed to be the emptiest day of the year for Disneyland.
It was not. And that goes to show you how few people gave a crap. It was so packed, Eddie.
I've always wanted to go on Super Bowl Sunday because they always say it's dead on Super Bowl Sunday.
Dude, they were already in like overflow parking.
That's crazy.
It was insane.
That's nuts.
But what's funny is I could tell what was going on in the game.
Yeah.
Because people would just be walking down and they'd be like, pick six! Like in the middle of cars. You know what I mean?
So they cared, just not enough to watch.
Yeah, they cared, but not enough to not be doing other activities.
Right. Well, they all thought, Disney's going to be dead on Super Bowl Sunday.
Everybody thought that. We misjudged it. Disney misjudged it.
Yeah.
Because they were not staffed properly.
Because they always say, like, you even see, like, even on their Instagram posts, they're like, these are the deadest days of the year at Disneyland. Well, I don't think they use deadest, but they use the most empty days of the year at Disneyland, and that's always listed as the most or the least attended Disneyland day.
The jig is up.
Wow.
I was a little bummed because I was hoping that I'd have like more room to maneuver, and it was one of those days where you just lower the shoulder and you take a hit. You know what I mean?
Was the tism kicking in at all?
God, it was so bad. I had my industrial earplugs in. Like I was so
walking around with the earmuffs like a 3-year-old.
The number of people though that have asked me about my earplugs because they look cool. They don't.
Yeah, it's like those little gold hoops.
They don't look like regular earplugs, and people are like, "Are those the new ones that like?" Because they help me filter sound, so I can still hear conversations, right, but I'm able to focus versus hearing a bunch of ambient noise.
Interesting.
But yeah,
because it almost looks like you have like a earring in your ear.
I look very emo.
Very emo.
I look very punk
emo.
rock, but everybody likes them because they look like jewelry. You know?
Yeah, it does look like jewelry.
I just look really, like I said, really stylish, very rock and roll. But it was fun, and you helped me a bunch because you were basically.
I was your man in the chair.
You were helping me. You were helping me navigate the park.
Right.
From home.
You were Peter Parker. I was Ned. You were Spider-Man. I was Ned.
It was great though.
Yeah, I was booking your Fast Pass stuff as you were.
So great.
Getting off rides. I was like, can you do this? All right,
I feel like you have a career in that, Eddie. Like the way you navigate Disney is a gift. It is like a set of very particular skills.
It's completely useless and I can make no money off of it. But if you want to have a good day at Disneyland, I'm your guy to help
Just give
you.
Eddie your Disney login.
Yeah. Let me have you control of your app, and then you can have a good day at Disneyland.
You'll have to book it, but it's fine.
So, yeah, I'm glad you had a good time.
It was so fun, dude, and I appreciate all your help.
Yeah.
And I was so grateful that I got to take them to Club 33. It was so cool.
Yeah.
It's probably some of the best food I've ever had.
Did you get the soup? Where it's just like this little cup and they come pour it's like a bunch of little like pieces of food in this little bowl with a huge rim, and then they come by and they pour the liquid in.
No.
That's your soup.
That was not on the menu that day.
Wasn't?
It was no. We
I think
had
it's
like
different menu every time.
Yeah, we had like a petite filet and we had like a filet, a nice salad, and then like the dessert was out of this world.
Yeah, the dessert was really good when we went.
It was like some kind of bread pudding thing.
Oh, we didn't have bread pudding. We had some sort of chocolate thing, but it was freaking good.
This was a mocha bread pudding with a banana. It's the banana Foster's sauce was on it, and I was just like,
Did your parents enjoy it?
Oh yeah, they enjoyed it.
Nice.
They thought it was so cool.
Did you see the bill?
Yes. I saw the bill, and I was like,
You're like, how is this little amount of food this much money?
Happy birthday, Dad. So, but no, they were very grateful. So thanks for letting me do that.
Yeah,
for them.
yeah.
It's cool when you're able to like take your parents places or do things for your parents that you know, like, I don't know. It's just I love being able to do something for them after everything they've done for me.
Right. Like, I don't know where I could take my mom or dad together as a group.
Yeah.
Where they would be like, there you go. Enjoy, guys. Because my dad just loves sitting at home in a Barca lounger with the cooking channel on at full blast.
Yes.
And my mom likes to work at Kohl's.
She likes to work at Kohl's?
She loves it. She picks up extra shifts. She just loves being out working, talking to people.
Likes socializing.
She likes social, but she likes having something to do. She hates retirement. She retired. She worked at the Department of Defense for 30 some years, then retired, had nothing to do, went crazy, and was like, I have to go back. And so she went to Kohl's and got a job at a department store.
So
and now
finding an activity that they would both enjoy or
impossible.
Something. Yeah.
Impossible. Unless you could move my dad's Barca lounger into a Kohl's. And he could be sitting there at Kohl's watching TV while she's working around him. Then I could go, here you go, guys.
She's
enjoy
having
yourselves.
a blast. Anyways.
Enjoy yourselves, guys.
I wonder what they're going to cook up with this mystery box of things they were given.
My God.
What's his favorite show?
He was big in that diners, drive-ins and things or whatever.
Oh, God. He's reached that stage.
He's not a huge Guy Fieri fan, but he just likes he just likes 50s diners and like burgers and convertibles.
So...
I don't know. And then he likes the bar rescue thing where you go in and it's like the guy's in the back and there's like cockroaches in the stew. And then next thing you know.
John Taffer.
Yeah, then next thing you know, they've got new booths in there and everyone's eating there. I don't know why he likes that shit. He just does. He loves cooking shows. Like and building shows. People were building houses. He loves shows where people are building things or cooking things.
Man.
And that's it. And the volume has to be at 103. It's annoying.
You're like, can you hear it?
Can you hear it, Dad? Because the neighbors can.
But didn't you say, like, theme parks have just gotten so expensive?
Luckily, I know enough people that sort of work in the park.
We get it, Eddie.
Or park
You're
adjacent,
very connected.
Where I have somehow managed to, in the 27 years I've lived here, and all the times I've gone to Disneyland, which is probably in the 20s, maybe 30s, I've probably only paid like 4 times.
It's crazy. So Sunday we did Disney.
Yeah.
Monday they wanted to do Universal.
Oh, you back to back. That's tough.
Eddie,
That's
I woke up at 8:00 yesterday.
Yeah.
And my legs were barking. And they were just ready to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, you guys have slip disc. You have bulging disc. You have a torn meniscus. How are you in better shape than I am? I am dead.
I need a rascal, and you guys are walking?
I did. I was just like, oh, man.
That's a tall order. Take Disneyland and then a theme. Like, I've done the trifecta of, I've done Universal, Disneyland, and Knott's Berry Farm in 3 straight days.
Well, you did them in the right order.
Yes.
Because if you die, it's going to be at Knott's.
Yeah, because take them forever to find the body, and they have a cemetery there.
Wait, what?
Well, they have a fake Boot Hill because of the ghost town, so they do have a fake Boot Hill where there's a bunch of
Those are all the people that got stuck on the
tombstones.
malfunctioning rides.
Yes. or the people that ate in
Snoopy Land?
Snoopy Land.
Jesus. But yeah, so they did Universal yesterday. And
Was it crowded?
No, completely dead.
Oh, that's good.
That was completely dead.
You went on a Monday? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, and the day after Super Bowl, so kids were back in school. It's like their
But even
low
that's
time.
expensive now. That's over like $100 a person to go.
And we got express passes just because of how bad Disney was, and
Yeah.
because I had stuff I had to do in the afternoon.
Yeah.
We did the entire park in 3.5 hours.
Wow. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
if you have express, because there's only like 7 rides there. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can knock the park
and when
out.
half the stuff shut down because it's cold or because there's production,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah. But yeah, apparently, I was reading this article about Disney being so overpriced, and I guess Disney corporate is now internally discussing like, have we outpriced most of our?
I think you've
park goers?
outpriced a lot
I
of
think so.
a lot of families.
It's like they're trying to balance the do we make the shareholders happy, or do we try to make Disneyland more inclusive for people who aren't super rich?
Truly, I mean,
Because it's $200 a person minimum to go.
if you believe anything that you have ever read about Walt Disney, in terms of like why he wanted to build the parks, especially the second park, because I don't know if you know that the reason the second park in Florida was even constructed is because he was coming into the park one afternoon, like around 2:30, 3 o'clock, and families were already leaving, and he was like, "Why are you guys going somewhere?"
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, well, we saw the traffic to get home,
Yeah,
and we just didn't want to deal with that."
right.
So, and this is back
Yeah.
in the day,
Yeah.
So they started up buying land in Florida, and they bought it under a bunch of different companies so that he didn't tip off that
What was happening?
if they were building a park in the middle of Central Florida.
A swamp, basically.
Yeah. They bought a bunch of swampland, and he was like, I want the one in Florida to be so far away and removed from everything that you forget where you are.
It's a nice,
And he's
nice
done
idea.
that. Yeah, he's done that. But yeah.
But yeah, it's like, if you go now.
I don't think he would be. My dad actually said something like that at the park. He goes, "Do you think Walt Disney would freak out that they're selling alcohol here?" And I was like, "I think if he saw the state of the world, he'd be like, have at it, guys." The guy that was smoking.
Mark has something to say.
I know.
We know about
Allegedly.
some of his thoughts.
Allegedly.
He may have logged on to Kanye's website, possibly,
Allegedly.
and bought a T-shirt. Maybe.
They're
Allegedly.
not selling them in Cars Land, okay? But yeah, I had that same thought though, where I was just like, how does a family afford this?
You can't. I mean, when I moved out here in 1997, my mom and my cousin came out to visit me like 2 months after I moved out here, and I lived in Anaheim. We went to Disneyland. It was $65 a person.
Wow.
To get in 97. So that's what, 28 years ago.
Now it's like over $250.
Now it's
a person?
$169 to get a single day one park
park.
ticket. $169. It's gone up over $100.
And that's like
years
without any of the
per
front of the
person.
line stuff.
Yeah, that's bare minimum one park, not park hopper. And that doesn't count eating anything there, getting something to drink. It's crazy.
I think it's got to swing the other way, right?
You would think, but
it's got to level out.
But when shareholders constantly want the arrow going up,
they're making so much money on all the other arms.
when have billionaires and millionaires ever go, you know what? I've made too much money. I'll stop making money. They never say that. They don't care. They just want more. That's why we're in the fucking state of the world we're in right now.
But I think at some point when the park attendants start showing
We need a
it-
Luigi for Disneyland. That's what we need. We need a Luigi for Disneyland.
Why'd you do it? Just wanted to help out more people be magic key holders.
Exactly.
It's wild. But yeah, I was grateful that I got to do that for them. Because it's always been like one of my dreams where I'm like, I want to make enough money so that I never have to tell my kids they can't go to Disney.
Right.
Because I think any kid...
Or just making friends with enough people that work at Disneyland.
That's fair.
And then you can get your kid into Disney.
The number of times I high-fived Disney employees that I knew
Yeah.
or Universal employees, my parents were like, how do you know all these people? And I'm like, my friends have to have jobs.
Yeah.
You know? Some of them are training fake raptors at Universal.
Dude.
One of them is in the butt of the Triceratops.
One guy is a fake raptor.
Yeah, no, one of them is he's the butt of the Triceratops.
Yeah.
And I was like, so when Mike clocks out for work, does he have to climb out the butthole? Like Ace Ventura.
Like Jim Carrey. And
Do you
Ace
remember
Ventura too?
from Nature Calls when he's like, that's just how I imagine it. But yeah. Anyways, Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yeah.
Do you feel any pressure as a married person to like do anything for Tracy? Or at some point, do you just look at each other and go, we don't have to do this?
Mark's like, nope.
Mark, do you?
No pressure whatsoever. Knocked it out of the park last night.
Knocked it out of the park
Mark
last night.
Mark and I are in a similar situation. We both have our spouse's birthdays bookending Valentine's Day, right? Yours is before Valentine's Day. Tracy's is right after Valentine's Day.
And then Mark says like his anniversary is near
He
too.
got married the same month as his wife's birthday,
That's
which
a
is a
you
huge
problem,
mistake.
bro.
And then throw in Valentine's Day.
Well, to be fair, I mean, my old anniversary was 2 days after my ex's birthday.
Oh,
And that was 3 weeks after Christmas
that's a lot.
and New Year's.
That's
and
too
like,
much.
it's just, there was a lot going
That's
on.
too much.
And then my birthday was the month preceding it. So it was
That's
just
too
like
much.
bang, bang, bang,
We
bang.
picked, Tracy
So
and I
much
picked
money.
October. There was nothing around in
Yeah,
October. Perfect.
we get it.
But
get it.
we don't do anything. We've never done anything really. One time, there's two incidents where I was trying to impress her for Valentine's Day. Right when we first started dating, we just moved in together. We were living in like Santa Monica or Brentwood, and she was at work, and I was like, I'm gonna make her a nice dinner. I'll make her a
Okay.
nice Valentine's dinner. So I went
Okay,
out.
but that's thoughtful. And
It
it's
was.
the effort that counts.
But I fucked it up because I'm me. I went out and I bought 2 lobsters at the grocery store from the lobster tank. I picked out 2 lobsters, right? And I got them home and I was like, they were in water. They live in water. So
Why are you guys still alive?
I can't just. I know you're not supposed to eat dead lobster. You have to cook them live, right?
Oh, no.
So they wrap them up and you're supposed to put them in the fridge. And I guess they can stay alive for a few hours outside of water, right?
No.
So I'm like, I can't do that. I feel awful. Like I feel terrible. I can't just have these lobsters slowly suffocating in my refrigerator.
So she came home.
No, she still works. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be good to these lobsters until I have to kill them, right? I'm gonna be good to them until I have to boil them.
What'd you do? Take them on like a day? I'm gonna take you guys to the beach.
No, I'm a
I'm
moron.
gonna get you your favorite snack.
That would have been better than what I did. I'm a moron, and basically I filled up our kitchen sink with water and I put them in there. I'm like, not even thinking that that's fresh water and they live in salt water. So I'm just like, hey guys, let me make your last few hours of existence even more excruciating than they would have been had you been in the fridge. Probably asleep in the fridge. I threw them into water going, oh, we can breathe it. No, we can't breathe this. Why can't we breathe this water?
Salt, a little salt, please.
So Tracy comes home and she sees the 2 lobsters in the kitchen sink and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm keeping the lobsters alive so we can eat them. And she's like, that's fresh water. I'm like, oh, fuck. Do you think we can still eat them? And she's like, I don't think so. Because they were just fucking dead in the sink.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I fucked that one up, right?
So you
fucked that
committed
dinner
murder.
up. Yeah. I just tortured these lobsters.
Double homicide.
And then so like this was late after we were married. This was like mid 2000s. I'm like, I'm going to do something really nice for Valentine's Day because it's her birthday and Valentine's Day. She's been working really hard. I'm going to get her a nice massage at Burke Williams because used to be a Burke Williams right here on Sunset. I'll get her like the $200 massage, like the expensive good hour massage, like the whole spa thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so she goes and she does the whole thing and she comes home and then she got violently ill from the massage.
What?
I don't know if it's because they were rubbing her and they released a bunch of toxins or there was something in that fucking cucumber water they give you or what it was, but she got violently ill for like 3 days.
You sure it didn't have something? There wasn't something else. Maybe she just got sick.
Well, I didn't know. There was nothing going around and it was like a stomach, like she was just violently ill. And she thinks it's because I guess they rubbed her and they released a bunch of toxins and shit.
Maybe. But also she could have just eaten something bad.
True. But I felt bad because she was fine going into the massage. She comes out of the massage and she's violently ill. And I'm like, okay, well, I fucked up this. So we just stopped doing Valentine's Day.
So you're like, we should take a note from the universe. We don't need to do this.
So I think 3 years later after that, we had a good friend of ours, who was single on Valentine's Day. And it was kind of bothering her. And we're like, you know what? We'll all go out to eat.
Aww.
So we took her out to eat.
Then everybody thought you were in a throuple.
Yeah, we were like, well, we were at Panda Express. So I don't think anybody thought we took her to Panda Express. I don't think anybody was thinking we were in a throuple Panda Express.
Man, You know how to treat ladies, Eddie. You know how to treat the ladies.
And if I was trying to get in a throuple, that was not the move to pull.
You know what'll be really good for any kind of activity after this? Fast food.
Oh, orange chicken. You won't be fucking shit farting the rest of the night.
I have had some of the worst Valentine's days ever.
Yeah.
Like I gave up a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've had a single one that was great.
There's too much expectation. It's like New Year's. There's too much expectation.
And that's the thing is I'm just like, can we just not?
Yeah.
Can we not?
Yeah, Trace and I now, we just like, we'll go out to dinner like another night.
Treat me well all the time, and we don't have to talk about Valentine's Day. We can just be like,
Make
hey,
everyday Valentine's
here's a
Day.
card or here's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is just me acknowledging that. But like
Right.
one guy, this is back like in the day when I lived
Yeah.
in New York. I've been dating this guy for probably about 6 or 7 months.
Okay.
And he'd already messed up because he was supposed to go to Florida to meet my parents, and instead he like didn't.
Right.
He went to Florida, but it was like he was just like, yeah, I'm not in the mood to meet your parents. And I was like, why did you come down here with me then?
That seems odd.
Yeah, it was very strange. And then
I'm not in the mood to meet your parents.
he was just like such a little.
No one's in the mood to meet their girlfriend's parents.
This isn't the highlight of my trip either. I'm dreading
No
this.
one wants to
because
do this.
I'm sure my parents will have notes.
You have to do this.
Yeah, it's a part of
Yes.
being in a relationship with somebody.
Yeah.
At some point.
At some point, you have to.
Yeah. And listen, like I have a great relationship with my family, but that's by design. Like that's like I've created the boundaries that have made it.
3,000 mile
improved it.
boundary.
Yes, that have improved my relationship with my parents.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes. I know exactly what you mean.
And this guy, for Valentine's Day, we got back to New York or whatever, and he had made no dinner reservations, nothing, but he was like, I'll take you out to dinner. And I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we literally like walked to the fast food place around the corner. I was
Panda
like,
Express.
okay, fine, whatever. It was a Panera. It was a Panera. That's
better.
fine.
That's
It's
better.
whatever. It's
better than
whatever.
Panda.
It's fine. It's whatever. No big deal. But I had got him like a little something.
Sure.
And he was like, oh, we're supposed to get each other something? I didn't.
How long have you been dating? Was
like
this your first Valentine's Day?
Yeah, 7 or 8 months.
If it's your first Valentine's Day, you got to get something.
Something. Little something. I got him like a cupcake from Sprinkles and like something cute.
It doesn't have to be like...
It wasn't a lot. It
Yeah.
was just like, hey, I thought of you.
An acknowledgement of like, this is our first Valentine's Day
Yes.
together. I mean, I'm not a big Valentine's Day fan.
I'm
And once you're in a
not
relationship,
either.
I think you kind of drop that shit.
Yes.
But when you're starting a relationship, I think it's very important to acknowledge
Yes.
until the other person goes, you know what, don't worry about it.
Eddie, so that wasn't the problem. If he'd have been like grateful and been like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. I didn't really get, he didn't say I didn't get you anything. He said he goes, I didn't get you anything but like, and then he gestured to himself.
His body?
Yes. Like, enjoy. It was just
Enjoy me, all of me.
It was just the confidence with which he delivered the,
Was he trying to be funny?
No.
He was just like, yeah,
You got this.
You have this.
You
so
got
you
this.
don't need anything.
You're welcome. And I was
Was it
just
a good
like,
body?
No. It was average at best.
You got to have a six pack if you're doing that.
It was average
You have
at
to have a
best.
six-pack
This
if you're
guy
doing
was an
that.
absolute liability in terms of that type of shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, all the writing was on the wall that this relationship wasn't going to work out. But it was just the confidence of him being...
You have this.
Like, be the man in the relationship. But I bring all of this up
Yeah.
because... the guy that I started seeing was Watch Duty. We're going to call him Watch Duty.
Oh, okay, watch Duty. Okay.
Watch Duty.
If you watch previous episodes,
You'll get the reference.
you know who Watch Duty is.
So anyways, Watch Duty was like, will you be my Valentine?
Oh, that's sweet.
And I was like, that's cute. I don't know what to do now. Like, do I have to do something for him? Do women have to do something for Valentine? I'm progressive.
For a man?
Yes.
I've never expected it.
But I've always done it, and I always feel like I do too much.
I've never
Like
expected it.
I have what, Mark? What? If you say steak and a blowjob, I will come through this window at you.
No, that's the word I can't repeat.
What?
I can't repeat it.
Hold up a sign, Mark. Oh, okay, yeah. So you're not.
So.
So you guys aren't expecting women to do something for you.
No.
If you were in a new relationship would you expect a girl to do something for you? Have you ever?
I'd expect to spend the day together, go on hang out that day.
Let's call it a 5-year rule. The first 5 years, do a little something.
Yeah.
Okay.
After that,
But even if you didn't,
it's a Hallmark holiday.
Yeah. Even if
Okay.
you didn't, I wouldn't care.
I'm just trying to.
But I would want to see you that day. Like, it'd be weird to not, if you're dating and not hang out on Valentine's Day would be kind of odd.
These are kind of one of those questions where I realize I learn a lot of stuff in life.
Yeah.
Like social norms and things like that by watching men.
That's a bad idea.
And it's a really bad idea.
It's a bad idea.
Because then I operate
I
like
fucking put 2 lobsters in the kitchen sink. I wouldn't watch men do anything.
you know what I
We're
mean?
fucking idiots.
But that's where I've learned like, oh, I'm supposed to give gifts.
Right.
Like that's what you do. And it's like I've realized like one, I'd be an amazing lesbian. I would be such a good lesbian.
Oh, you'd be a power scissor. Whatever that would be.
It's not a thing. But I would be such a good girlfriend.
Yeah.
I would be such a good boyfriend
Yeah.
to somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know what a woman is supposed to do.
I don't think anything. Like, I don't.
Is that the vote from both the men in the room?
Yeah.
Can male listeners chime in? Like seriously.
Do you expect something on Valentine's Day as the boyfriend? Maybe a beej?
a beach? A
Maybe.
beach?
Maybe a beej would be nice. That's about it. Yeah, see, Mark gave the thumbs up on that one.
But guys,
A beej. Beej Day. That's called Beej Day. It's not that hard.
Hey, we return the
really-
favor.
Right.
you guys-
Yeah, it'll be reciprocal.
do you guys really call it that?
A beej. In fact, I don't think I've ever called it a beej until just now.
It's hilarious. But what if a beach is just your norm? You're like, oh, you're definitely.
Oh, if you're giving out beeges every 5 or 6 times a month, that's not gonna be expected on Valentine's Day. But like if it's a special occasion and that's not something you normally do, then yeah, a beej would be a great Valentine's Day gift.
Yeah, but what if you're already a generous beach person?
Then I don't know, maybe a finger. I don't know. Something to spice it up a little bit.
My friend Eddie
Play
said,
with the
"Happy
balls."
Valentine's Day."
Play with the balls. Massage the balls, finger the anus, and give a beej. That makes it special.
You've just ruined the rating for this podcast. Like now we're just gonna get slapped with all this adult humor stuff.
But I think that would be a great.
Okay, so that's the answer.
Yeah.
That's
I don't think guys are materialistic when it comes to Valentine's Day gifts.
that is wrong.
Really?
That is wrong.
Really?
The last clown that I was seeing was.
Wanted something for Valentine's Day?
Like expensive sneakers or like clothes or whatever. Very. Like that's the only
you're an
way.
adult. Just go buy them. Again,
the way I
Mark's showing the
operate.
sign I can't read.
That's the way I operate. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, if I want something, I will go buy it.
I would never expect something materialistic from my partner.
woman?
Yeah.
Man.
And I don't care because I don't really care about getting gifts because I just get whatever I want when I want it.
Yeah. We know guy who Christmas shops
Right.
year round.
But I would never expect anything. I don't think most guys expect something on Valentine's Day.
Hey, listeners, can you guys write this in the comments? If
Yeah. Do you want a beej for Valentine's Day?
Stop it, Eddie. I can't.
Oh, that's good beej music.
Do you need music?
No, I think we like to hear the sound.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Right? You like to hear the slurping.
Do you ever get distracted by music? If there's something else going on, do you ever get distracted by it in the room? Like if the TV's on or like there's music, do you get distracted by the
Distraction
lyrics?
actually helps.
You guys.
Yes.
Not women.
Not women. No, women need to be focused.
Yeah.
The problem is you guys get distracted too easily.
You're like, take this Adderall before we get
Yeah,
into this.
you guys start fucking making grocery lists and shit. Like you start doing everything you need to do for tomorrow in your head while it's happening. And that's the problem with you guys. Guys need the distraction.
Yeah.
We're trying can I think of fucking anything else right now?
Yeah. You're like, I wonder who the Washington football team is going.
Dude, are we going to trade for Myles Garrett? I hope so. What are you doing down there? That's what you need.
Mark, no comment on this.
You spot on.
Spot on. See?
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Oh,
A man can't be distracted enough during it.
I don't know.
If you're not distracted, it's just going to end too early.
Yeah. Which is great for the Beej because she doesn't want to be down there. So yeah, don't distract it. Yeah. Focus fully on the Beej and you're out in 2 minutes. But if you're trying to give it back, then you want to be distracted.
Oh my God. I've learned so much that I did not want to know today.
There you go.
This is a great Valentine's
There you
Day
go.
special.
But I always get Tracy flowers for Valentine's Day.
I like flowers.
I always do that.
I never used to think, I used to think I did not like flowers.
Yeah.
And I think it was because I associated them with like someone needing something in return for me. But when
Right.
people started giving me flowers just because,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is nice.
Oh, this is cool.
Oh, wow. I can be a girl.
Yeah.
I think it's also just like I said, I learned so much socially from men. And men are always like,
Huge
flowers are
mistake.
stupid.
Huge mistake.
Yeah. You guys aren't the best to learn from at all.
Never said we were. We're awful.
It's so funny though. I've actually had exes try to use Valentine's Day as like a way to like hoover their way back into my life.
That's a weird timing. I guess they think you're vulnerable. If you're alone on Valentine's Day, I guess they think you're more
You know
vulnerable.
what hoovering is, right?
No.
Hoovering is like when you try to like come back around after like you've had
Why
a
is it called a
gnarly
hoover?
breakup. I don't know, probably a beej. I don't know. It's just basically. I think it's called because you suck the person back in.
Oh, you're sucking them back in?
You suck them back. Yeah, you suck them back in.
Which is great for a Beej.
But anyways, I think that I like people assume women are going to be vulnerable if they're single on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's definitely, I would see, like, yeah, if you...
But I also think men, if they're single, are like, that might be the one time they like get in their feels.
Well, because society is bombarding you with, like, you should be in a relationship right now. It's Valentine's Day. Like, you're being bombarded with it.
I already had this happen once this week.
An ex trying to come back?
Where someone was like, hey, would love to talk to you. Like, no, things didn't end well, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no. Absolutely not.
Okay.
No. Am I crazy?
No, I don't think so.
Like, the fact, just because, like, there's a holiday coming
You
up.
shouldn't be in
and
a heightened emotional state due to a holiday where society is going, be in a couple, and then that person goes, hey, and you're like, this is a good idea.
Yeah,
that's not a good idea.
Because the minute the holiday is over.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
Yeah, then you're just like, never mind. And you're
This
back
is why
to
we
the
broke up
same,
to begin with.
Yeah, you're back to the same BS.
Yeah. So
exactly.
you don't want to do it in a moment of
I've just
clouded
had that,
emotional judgment.
I've had that happen so much.
Yeah. You want to be clear-headed. Like St. Patrick's Day.
It's so bad.
Get back with your ex on St. Patrick's Day.
What? No. Yeah, no one's ever made a bad decision on St. Patrick's
no bad decisions
Day.
there.
Oh my God. No. It's funny because like this particular person, I didn't even get closure from them the first time. I got closure from a third party, like from an outside source.
Right.
I got closure from their previous ex.
Okay. All
I
right.
think that is something that men don't necessarily do, but women do. Women, 1,000%.
Need closure?
We need closure, but we get it sometimes from like the person's ex-partner.
Well, yeah, I guess if they went through a similar experience
Yeah,
you did,
you
then
want
yeah.
someone to validate your experience.
I get that.
Exactly.
I get that.
That's kind of what that whole app T is about, where it's like, hey, I'm here to validate your
Right.
experience. You
Right,
know?
right.
But I've gotten more, and it sucks that we have to do that.
Yeah.
That we have to go to an outside source or a third party and be like, hey,
Well,
I want to make sure that I wasn't insane.
Speaking as a man, we are pretty emotionally stunted people to begin with. We're pretty closed off with letting our I mean, not saying all men. There are some men out there that are very mentally healthy and very emotionally healthy. But most of us, our father figures we grew up watching dads that were very closed off.
Yeah.
Not just to their children, because they're trying to represent a certain role model for their kids. No, don't cry. I'll give you something to cry about. Stop, being tough. And then also never really growing up in a household where you saw a lot of PDA with with your mom, stuff like that. So it's like you grow up like seeing these things. You're like, okay, well that's how you're supposed to act. So now you're battling this. So I get it where most men are emotionally closed off, especially when it comes to ending a relationship. You're like, I don't know. Well, bye. I guess we're done.
Where do you think you learned like how to be like an emotionally available person?
I don't think I am.
Really?
No. I think that's one of my biggest faults is I'm not emotionally available. I am physically available.
That's
I will
fair.
help you and do whatever you need me to do to try to make your life more comfortable.
Yeah.
But as far as being emotionally available, I don't think I'm.
I would argue different because you've raised a very emotionally conscious son.
But I also had his mom also had a great deal to do with that too.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But I feel like male figures are really important for that type
But I also
of stuff.
recognize that flaw in me. And I didn't want to pass that on to my kid.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do that. So I was very cognizant of it when I was raising him to be like, you know what? I don't want you to be like me. I want you to express yourself and be open. So I was very aware of that, raising him to try to convey those, those feelings and those messages to him. Whereas to me, it's very hard for me to do.
It's so funny because I feel like we've reached this point where some men like our age, more my age than your age, are like finally coming around to the idea of like, hey, I should probably work on my vulnerability. I should probably work on being emotionally available. Like they're taking a little more accountability for it, but it's almost like when they get it the first time, when they feel the emotions the first time and they're like, I'm allowed to do this. It goes to the complete opposite end. And you're like, no.
No, we want to drip. We want to drip. Don't turn the faucet all the way on.
Except during a beej.
Clean that up.
But it's true. I feel like you have to learn how to turn that faucet on and off and like.
Yeah, but if you've never done it before, you have no idea how to do it.
Yeah, maintain the stream.
You have no idea how to do it. Yeah. But you have no idea how to do it if you've never done it before.
Yeah. I just think it's so important. The men in my life that I perceive to be more emotionally available, like you, whether you believe that or not, I think you don't give yourself enough credit.
I don't think I am.
I think they are surrounded by men that they have close relationships with, and that those men are also good men. You know what I mean? Like they hold themselves accountable.
Yeah.
The people that surround themselves with like yes men and men that are out cheating on their wives.
Yeah.
Or
I would say
being bad dads.
Most of the people most of my guy friends that are close, I don't have a lot of close friends. They're all good people. I would have them watch my son. I wouldn't, if they had to go on a road trip with my wife, I wouldn't have any issue with it.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, oh, I'll meet you guys in Seattle. Can you drive up there with her? I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with any of my guy friends doing that.
Yeah.
I completely trust. But again, I have like 3 friends, so we get good friends.
Yes.
Good friends.
But I just feel like men need other men around them that make them better men. Mark, do you have like friends like that? Nope, you're just chaotic.
I'm the example.
You're the example?
He's the shining light on the hill.
You're the example? The guy that's literally been crip walking over his nemesis? But did we ever update the listeners on that?
I don't think so.
Do you guys remember that we talked about it earlier in the show, like early on in the show, like in the early days of the show, that Mark has an arch nemesis?
Yeah.
Or I should say, had an arch nemesis. Because, and Mark like went out of his way to get back at his arch nemesis by posting their phone number on these stickers in bathrooms, airports that said, send me a picture of your poop.
I remember that.
Mark's just sitting there smiling like, yeah, I did that.
Evil plan.
Mark comes in the other day and he goes, dude, my arch nemesis died.
No, January 1st.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I started the year off right.
He's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. 2025 has been amazing.
So his passing has had no effect on how you felt about him. Like you haven't like.
Oh no, he has not moved on.
You haven't been like, you know what? I could
Eddie?
let bygones be bygones.
Just so people are clear.
Okay.
He
guy's a
threatened
monster.
to kill me.
Oh, okay.
He drove across country and then threatened to shoot my wife.
Okay.
He's
over
insane.
So this is a
rec
bad,
sport.
bad person.
He was insane.
Over a rec sport?
Over a rec sport.
Like flag football or badminton?
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball?
Dodgeball or kickball? I forget, but it was one of the...
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
Wow. Wow.
Eddie, that's not even the craziest part. Mark, how'd it happen?
He got hit by a train.
How'd you get hit by? How you get hit by? That's just weird. I had a friend hit by a train, which is weird that we know 2 people have been hit by trains. But my
I'm
friend.
guessing they're not okay.
No, they're dead.
Who gets hit by trains?
Uh,
People who want to get hit by
dumb,
trains?
drunk 20-year-olds.
People who can't look left and right.
Damn. Mark.
Choo choo.
Did you tie him to the tracks? like a silent film villain?
It was insane when he came in and told me that story, though.
That's
I was
crazy.
like, what? Because he came in just like, I'm having the best day ever. And I was like, what? I've never wished bad on someone, but there are people, and I will never, what's the saying? I will never dance on someone's grave.
Right.
But I
Mark will.
But I will smile.
Just his.
I will smile at their obituary.
Okay.
And I'm like, I definitely know one person like that.
Wow.
We all know who that person is.
Oh, yeah,
for
I know
me.
that person.
Yeah.
I think yeah.
But I feel like the whole state of Mississippi would also do the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, anyways, we've gone a little long today.
We have a little bit. We've learned a lot.
Yeah. I learned that, sometimes the best gifts are...
The homemade ones. The ones you make at home.
Is there anything? There's no such thing as a non-homemade beej.
Well, you can go get a robot. Or one of those toys that does it.
Computers are... robots are taking our jobs. I'm like, you know what? They can have that one.
Oh, see?
Look what you did.
See, now that you got in my head that they don't enjoy doing it, so now it's like, oh, it really is a job.
No, it's not. But they
It really
wouldn't-
is work.
But they wouldn't call it a job if it wasn't a job. They'd call it something else, like a beej. I think that's going to be
Beej
that's going to be the differentiator for me from now on.
Yeah.
If it's like I don't want to do this,
The difference between a
that's
blowjob and a
job.
beej. Yeah.
The other is a beej.
I'm gonna take a day at the beach. Make it relaxing. Something you enjoy doing. No stress. Day at the beach.
Just don't post pictures of it on your Instagram.
No, please don't.
Is it time, Eddie?
It's that time.
Let's do it. Is it the right bumper?
Just get cut off so quick.
I feel like that wasn't the right bumper.
I think that was it, wasn't it?
Is the right.
I thought it was more the jazzy one.
The one, the blowjob song.
That was the blowjob.
Oh,
That was for the beach.
Sorry, I didn't know we were making that. I'm gonna be like, hey, this is how socially unaware I'm. Like, hey, I was told on my podcast that you guys like when I play this music while I do it. They'll be like, Jen, stop.
No, just stop.
Stop learning
Stop one or the other.
Stop
of
learning
these things.
social cues
From men.
from immature men.
Men have no idea. All right, here we go. I'm playing Florida Man Friday. I read Jen three Florida Man headlines, 2 real, 1 fake. She tells me what is the fake Florida Man headline, and Mark will be playing along. Here we go. Florida man shoots woman with water gun filled with his own urine. Florida man injured while attempting to gain access to his roof using homemade pole vault. Florida man takes on bizarre challenge of eating raw chicken every day. Which one of these has not happened? You think the second one is fake? All right. Mark thinks the second one is fake. And you need a win. You've had a bad 2025.
I know.
You need a win.
I think I've just become. I'm becoming less and less Florida every day.
Which is a
Which
good
is
thing.
not necessarily a bad
not
thing.
Not a bad thing at all. Oh, he's dabbing
Mark
on you.
just dabbed on me.
He just fucking dabbed on you 8 years later.
Oh my god. I'll go with C. I'll go with the last one. Raw chicken. I don't know.
Florida man takes on bizarre challenge of eating raw chicken every day.
Yeah.
Your winner, Mark.
What?
Homemade pole vault.
I wanted that to be real so badly. Mostly because it sounds like something my dad would do.
It does sound like something your
My
dad
dad used to tie a ladder to another ladder.
That sounds would they make a bridge?
to make sure that we could reach the top of a really tall
dumb.
palm tree.
That's even worse.
What's crazy is he would send me up the ladder
course
because
he
I
would.
weighed less.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, the ropes can't support my weight, but you're like 100 pounds."
And this is all leaning on a really tall, flimsy palm tree.
It's on the roof, and so it extends past the roof.
My God, dude.
I don't know how I beat natural selection.
I really don't.
On a regular basis.
Just to know every day that you deserve to be here. You belong here. You belong.
Jen, you have beat the odds.
You have defied the odds. You have earned your way to this day.
I am really struggling. I don't know how I'm going to turn this season around. But you know what? The Eagles did it.
Eagles did it.
I feel like
You can do it.
I feel like I can.
You can do it.
It's not insurmountable.
No, nothing is.
I'll start getting on a. I'll start getting on a little kick.
You got it.
All right. Well, Eddie, where can people find you?
You can find me at Eddie Pence on all the socials, or go to eddiepence.com. And please leave us a 5-star rating and a positive text review on the podcast website,
And
wherever you get your podcast.
if you listen to us, go and subscribe on the YouTube and give us a positive comment on
Yeah.
that. And if you listen to us on YouTube,
Do the other.
Go and subscribe to the podcast.
and maybe
help
share
us.
it. Share it around.
Share it with
would
your
help.
friends. Help them, help them survive Valentine's Day today. And
Yeah, there you go.
teach them something.
Give them a beej.
No.
Beej day,
By the way,
everybody.
guys, Eddie and I are both going to be at the Slow Comedy Festival. If you're in
Oh, yes.
Southern California, tickets are available now.
Yes.
We aren't on any of the same lineups, though.
I haven't checked the lineups yet. We're not.
No.
Oh, that
It's a
sucks.
bummer.
All right.
Maybe we'll do the Sunday show
We'll
together.
hang out.
Fingers crossed. But yeah, go ahead and buy tickets there. You can find them on my my beacons. That's on my Instagram. It's got all the links for all the different shows. Eddie's you can find on the actual
Yes.
Slow website because he's slow.
I'm very slow
And he
about
has
getting my
not put his
beacons up.
links up.
I know. I have it. I just got to put it up.
Anyways, at Jennifer Sturger, guys, on all the socials. And again, please keep sharing us with your friends. You're doing such a great job. And we're so grateful that you spend your week with us every week here on Not Today. So we'll see you next time.